Prince Charles has spoken about his childhood on several occasions and gave a detailed account to Jonathan Dimbleby for his 1994 biography and documentary on the royal. The Prince of Wales, then 46, told the journalist he felt neglected and abandoned when he was a child. But a royal expert has explained why Prince Charles decided to speak publicly about this, and was adamant this was not an accurate portrayal of the heir's childhood. Giles Brandreth, a royal biographer and friend of Prince Philip's, explained that Prince Charles was in a dark place when he decided to speak to Mr. Dimbleby. As a result, the expert felt the Prince of Wales lashed out at the world and looked for someone to blame for how he was feeling, which unfortunately fell on his parents. Mr. Brandreth told Express.co.uk, Prince Charles was first think in the 1990s in what we would now call a dark place. And when you are in a dark place, dark thoughts come into your head. And the dark thoughts that were in his head, and we know this because he gave interviews himself, he talked about feelings of elements of neglect and abandonment when he was a child. Not being loved. Those were the feelings that he had. Mr. Brandreth explained that his resentment at the time lay largely because he was grappling with his failed marriage, having separated from Princess Diana 2 years before. But Prince Charles' harsh portrayal of his parents was completely inaccurate, according to the biographer, who said the comments were just a reflection of where Charles was at that time. He added, "Often where you are is how you see the world. So if you are in a dark corner personally, the world seems in a dark place. And you look back on your childhood and that seems a dark place and you feel you need to blame somebody." But Mr. Brandreth said Prince Charles' ill feelings towards his childhood completely changed in the years to come when he returned to a better place. Mr. Brandreth further discussed the issue of Charles' supposed neglectful childhood in his new book, Philip, The Final Portrait. He wrote, in the early 1990s, when he cooperated with the broadcaster Jonathan Dimbleby to produce a documentary and a book about his life, the Prince of Wales made it clear to all the world that, as a boy, he had felt neglected at home and abandoned at school. His parents did not cherish him, or understand him, in the way that his grandmother, Queen Elizabeth the Queen Mother, did. But in the years to come, Mr. Brandreth said it became clear that his view had changed. Charles spoke of both his parents with unfeigned affection. And rightly so. It was evident from those old family films, as it always had been from the accounts of those who had been there at the time, that the Queen and Prince Philip had been loving parents, caring, concerned, and, given the style of parenting of those of their class and generation and the restrictions imposed on them by their official duties, remarkably hands-on.